am sitting in my daughter Leah's bed with all her cute little stuffed animals. And since we listen to books sometimes at your house before you go to bed, I thought it'd be a fun time to read a book here. All right, so this is called Commotion in the Ocean. You ready? It's gonna be great. Commotion in the Ocean. Okay, the author is Giles, Andrea, and David Wakovich or something like that. It's a hard name. What's that called of the book? Can you remember? Natalie, I know. It's fine. I know Natalie knows. All right. It's called Commotion in the Ocean. There's a curious commotion at the bottom of the ocean. I think we ought to go take a look. You'll find every sort of creature that lives beneath the sea swimming through the pages of this book. There are dolphins and whales and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There's the turtle and the big white polar bear. But can you see behind the wrecks and in between the rocks? Let's take a look to see who's hiding there. Crabs and turtles. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think I know the reason why. It's to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. Turtles. We crawl up on the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Remember I told you how baby sea turtles don't need to be taught to swim? They just know. Their mommies don't have to teach them. Dolphins. Squeak, squeak, click, 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 whistle, whistle. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them try to speak. It's not how do you do, as I'd say to you. It's more of a click, whistle, squeak. Angelfish and jellyfish. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling, the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. Jellyfish. Jiggle, jiggle. The jellyfish loves to jiggle. Which other fish thinks is quite dumb? She knows it's not all about all that useful, but jiggling is lots of good fun. Shark. I swim with a grin up to meet you. See how my jaws open wide? Why don't you come a bit closer? Please, take a look inside. Would you do that? Swordfish, octopus. I love to chase small fishes. It keeps me from getting too bored. And when I start feeling hungry, I just skewer a few with my sword. The octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all my children and tickle them on each tummy. That's really cute. Kind of like giving a nice big hug. The stingray and the lobster. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps its wings. But don't get too close to him. His tail really might sting. Lobster. Never shake hands with a lobster. It's not a wise thing to do. With a clippity clap and a snippity snap, he would snip all your fingers in two. Oh, that sounds scary, doesn't it? In the deep sea, remember we talked about the ocean being very, very deep. Miles below the surface, where the water's dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth, and some have great big bulging eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins, but the strangest fish of all has glowing whiskers on their chins. I wonder which fish they're talking about. I think it's this one? I don't know. Can't tell. Oh, that's really cute. Look at the starfish in the helmet. Now, it looks like an astronaut's helmet, doesn't it? But that's what the deep sea divers used to wear, so that's an old-fashioned scuba, basically a scuba helmet, so they could breathe under the water. Here's the big blue whale. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long from his head to the tip of his tails. Now this is something interesting. A blue whale is a mammal, even though it's big, so big. Remember the word we learned today? Enormous. Very good. This would be enormous. See how it has his spout up here? That's where he breathes oxygen from the air rather than under the water, like a shark does. Now look at these little creatures down here. They look like rocks, but they're actually animals that live on really big, like whales and actually you can find them on the bottoms of boats too. They're called barnacles. We're just a bunch of barnacles, and all we do is cling. We know it's not a glamorous thing, but it's one of our favorite things. Just to cling, just to sit down. Walruses, oh, these are such funny animals. Have you ever seen a walrus? Watch a video on YouTube of walruses. They're very interesting. Those big teeth they have. Our bodies are covered with blubber. Do you know what blubber is? It's fat. And our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud, and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. They do that. Kind of scary. Penguins and polar bears, they live in the Arctic Ocean. Okay, that's way up towards the North Pole. It's very cold. You can tell by the ice. Penguins, we waddle around on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide. And when we get close to the water with a leap, we leap with a splash off the side. Polar bears. Deep out in the Arctic, the mommy polar bear snuggles up with her children since it's very cold out there. Look how cute they are, the little pink feet. What a lot of creatures we have beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite. Some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly, and the lobster's very fierce, and the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name some other friends that we've seen along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. The end and the bubbles. Thank you for reading this book with me. Thank you, Leah, for letting me sit on your bed with your animals and read a story to my friends. Bye.